Guys! Episode 7 of The Boys was amazing. So much happened, there were fights between the boys and supers, Homelander no longer trusting Sage, and even a Christmas special of Sesame Street. All in one episode, so stick around until the end of the video to catch all the references in this episode that leads us right to the season finale. Welcome to Comic Chronicles. Episode 7 of Season 4 of The Boys has dropped, and now more than ever, things are happening at a frenetic pace. But before we start, if you love The Boys, DC, and Marvel, this is the place for you. Leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Give us that support, so we can continue to bring you quality videos every day, with all the latest news and everything about your favorite series and characters. Let's dive into the video. We start off with a reference to Sesame Street and a puppet show from a Vought Kids Christmas special called Avenue V. The program was initially created for the Gen V series. During the show, Ryan interacts with puppets representing the Seven of Vought. The theme encourages kids to report friends, relatives, and even their parents if they suspect they are anti-supers. The puppets claim that such people also hate America and Christmas. However, Ryan interrupts the show because he's uncomfortable with the idea of sending children a message to report their own parents. In Vaught's meeting room, Sage walks in and finds that Firecracker and Homelander have started the meeting without her. Ashley tries to join the meeting but is quickly expelled from the room. Homelander questions why Sage has not yet discovered who the real informant is. His demeanor shows that he no longer sees Sage as competent, especially after Huey's bugs in Tech Knight's mansion were discovered, letting Homelander know the boys had figured out the plan. His patience for waiting on Sage's plans is running out, and he doesn't want to risk relying on her brain again, especially if she can't execute the plan. Additionally, we start to see Firecracker's influence over Homelander here. The Deep recites a poem from his own book to his octopus girlfriend while they are in bed, but as soon as he gets a message from Sage, he rushes out to meet her, leaving his girlfriend feeling neglected. Meanwhile, Annie tries to protect her mother, asking her not to visit during Christmas to stay safer. Her mother says she was kicked out of church meetings due to information Firecracker revealed on TV about her abortion. She questions Annie's behavior, as Starlight should be a role model for girls. Annie gets upset, not wanting to be seen as Starlight anymore, but she learns from her mother that Huey kept her costume in case she regretted her decision one day. Annie confides in Huey that she doesn't want to bring a child into a world that is about to be destroyed. While A-Train spies on Sage, he discovers who she hired to kill the president. He quickly sends the information to the boys, who prepare to raid the assassin's house to gather more intel and prevent the crime. When they invade the house, they find that he is a shapeshifter, making it nearly impossible to identify and stop him. Butcher reveals to the group that he is keeping Samir hostage to produce more of the anti-supers virus and to ensure the virus is isolated to prevent an epidemic. He has brought Frenchie out of prison to help Samir achieve results. Mother's Milk announces he's stepping down from leading the boys to preserve his health, naming Butcher back to the role. He then goes to meet his ex-wife to give her plane tickets, asking that she and his daughter go far away to stay safe. A-Train learns that Mother's Milk is thinking about quitting and convinces him otherwise. He argues that no matter where Mother's Milk flees with his family, if the boys lose, Homelander's plan will spread worldwide. In Butcher's hideout, Frenchie works with Samir to produce more of the virus. Meanwhile, Kimiko and Frenchie finally have a heart-to-heart, allowing them to understand each other's struggles. At this moment, we see Kimiko explain for the first time what caused her to lose her voice. While in the Shining Army, they forced girls to fight one another to the death, or the first to scream would die. She had to kill many girls in silence, and when she was finally allowed to speak, her voice wouldn't come out. At Vought, Firecracker claims to have discovered the informant and tells Homelander that Webweaver confessed to helping Butcher. Homelander interrogates him to hear it personally but loses patience and splits the super in half with his hands, very much like Mortal Kombat's fatality. The scene was quite intense. In his room, Deep argues with his octopus girlfriend, who accuses him of having an affair with Sage. Deep gets angry at the octopus, saying Sage sees him as a superior being. He breaks the aquarium, leaving the octopus out of the water, showing that Deep is increasingly embracing violence. It's curious to see how this season has worked to change Deep. Now, he's more terrifying and willing to obey any orders from Homelander, changing how the character acted from the beginning of the series. It's clearly a way to show that he's a super and can cause much damage by becoming someone who only seeks pleasure and violence. Another detail after the incident with Deep and the octopus is the symbolism in the scene where Deep talks to Homelander. Homelander sees the cracked glass on the table, and the reflection in the glass is his own. Meanwhile, Huey visits Victoria Newman in a desperate attempt to convince her not to ally with Homelander and assassinate the president. He tries to reconnect with her, as they were friends in the past, but even so, it doesn't work. Newman says it's all just politics, but she was unaware of Homelander's plan involving concentration camps, initially making her skeptical, but surely this will be explored in the season finale. At the Boys HQ, Butcher and Starlight arrive, only to find Deep and Black Noir waiting for them on Homelander's orders to take down Butcher and his entire team. This battle was quite cool. More was revealed about Black Noir. He can fly and is bulletproof. We still don't know if he has a healing factor, so he's most likely just invulnerable. Another revealing detail in this fight is that Deep has super resistance. I wonder if he can also fly because, in the previous episode, Homelander mocked Tech Knight for his inability to fly. Black Noir wanted to go to the Vought musical, where he could fly. Additionally, in the comics, Deep also flies. I wonder if, besides Noir, Deep also has the ability to fly but doesn't do so at Vought's orders. Also, it's interesting to see that Butcher rejected Kessler at the beginning of the episode, but to save himself and prevent Starlight from losing her life, he started calling out to him with no success, as Kessler rejected him too. This might indicate that at some point, Butcher will see no other solution but to accept the Kessler side to face Homelander. This battle at the Boys HQ was interesting for these details and the fact that A-Train revealed himself as the traitor of the group, ultimately proclaiming himself as a hero who wants to do the right thing. Even though he fled and removed the tracking chip, there will undoubtedly be consequences for him. I get the feeling that A-Train might lose his life at some point when he acts heroically again, just like he did when he saved Mother's Milk. After that, there's an interaction between Mother's Milk, Butcher, and Starlight in a bar. This is where a lot happens. Mother's Milk decides not to flee with his family to complete the mission. Kessler appears to Butcher, and a woman, apparently a fan of Starlight, asks for a photo with her. What appeared to be a casual scene of the three drinking at the bar after fighting supers ends up being the twist of this episode. Meanwhile, in the Seven's room, Homelander feels disappointed by A-Train's betrayal. He gets angry knowing that Sage knew about this but didn't tell him because it was part of her plan. Consequently, Homelander fires Sage, but before leaving, Sage mentions to Homelander that there's someone capable of stopping him. Could she be referring to Ryan? Or someone else? Far away, Frenchie and Kimiko are in the lab with Samir working on the virus to stop Homelander. Samir betrays them, injects Kimiko with the virus, and flees. Frenchie cuts her leg off to prevent the virus from spreading. This scene was very disturbing. They now have the virus, but to use it against Homelander and Newman, Frenchie will need to extract the virus from Kimiko's amputated leg. We then see the boys discussing this, and Mother's Milk gives a speech to boost the group's morale so everyone starts acting according to the plan. Another highlight is when the episode returns to the initial scene of Ryan recording the Christmas special. Despite previously showing signs of leaning more towards his father's side, his mother's humanity spoke louder, making him stop the special and say live that he disagreed with all the song lyrics. Ryan leaves after that, and we see both Homelander and Butcher watching it. It's very interesting to see both their reactions to Ryan's statement about the importance of family. Homelander has a disappointed look, while Butcher appears proud of the boy's words. Butcher even tells Kessler that this is why he believes in Ryan, but right after saying that, Butcher faints and falls to the floor. Next, we see Huey having an intimate moment with Starlight, but it's revealed that she was actually the shapeshifter they were pursuing earlier, and while Huey was asleep, she opened a safe and took something from it, leaving us wondering what it could be. Was it the boys' plans against Vought? The episode ends with Starlight waking up chained somewhere, realizing that the woman who asked for a photo with Annie at the bar was the shapeshifter. The episode concludes with Starlight seeing someone approaching the location. Most likely, it's the shapeshifter himself, but another possibility is that it's Sage arriving for some reason, as Sage and the shapeshifter were involved in the plan against the president. This episode was really good. Initially, I thought it would be a filler focused on the Christmas special, but to my surprise, it was fantastic. My concern now is that the loose ends get resolved too quickly since the next episode is the last of Season 4. Despite that, I enjoyed the episode and look forward to seeing how this season will end. Will Sage betray Homelander? All signs point to his downfall being near. If you're a fan of The Boys and haven't read the comics yet, consider purchasing the editions through our Amazon affiliate link for comics or any other product from the store. By doing this, you support our work without paying anything extra. Leave your thoughts about episode 7 of The Boys in the comments below. Are you excited for the final episode? Thank you so much for being here. Click on the sphere appearing on your screen and subscribe to our channel. Give us that support so this nerd community can keep growing, and you'll get the best content and updates on comics and their adaptations every day. See you in the next video.